feels like the time is right for me to make an expression. Oh, I love you, I need you, I don't want to leave you guessing. So, will you be my friend? Will you stand by me till the end?
Hello, welcome back inside my real kitchen, where on today's episode we're going to delve even a little bit deeper into gluten-free treats. We're going to try something brand new today. We're going to try a black bean brownie. This is also going to be vegan, paleo, which means grain-free as well as gluten-free, and low sugar. And we're going to go back and try our peanut butter cookie recipe again, the one with no flour that happened on the last episode, but it's refined a little bit. I'm trying to make a thin, crisp peanut butter cookie with chocolate chips. So let's see what we can create. We're going to start our black bean brownie batter by blending these black beans. That was so many bees. These beans have been soaking in water that I've changed 3 or 4 times in the last 24 hours for 24 hours. So, it was only a cup of beans when I started, but it's probably closer to 3 cups now that they've expanded so much. And I only need 1 cup of them. So I'm putting 1 cup of these soaked beans in a food processor here. I have a teeny tiny food processor, so we might need to do this in batches. Here we go. So I'm doing my brownies slightly backwards. A lot of the recipes that I read suggested combining all the ingredients into a food processor and making a paste or batter that way. I can't fit all the ingredients in my tiny little food processor. And it seems like these aren't grinding up very well so far, but I'm going to keep grinding them, trust me. But I'm going to add a little bit of liquid right now, and I think maybe that will help them. I'm going to add the honey for my brownies in with these beans right now. It's going to be close to 1/3 of a cup of honey. All right. This is really interesting. I expected them to grind up and be black, but it's just the skins that are black. The bean part is actually white, and it's a pretty light color. There we go. Stop, halt, time out. This is not working. This is not what I think is supposed to happen. I think I'm supposed to cook these beans first. Thank goodness I soaked so many beans. So, now I have 1 cup of beans on the stove in some water. They're going to come up, simmer, cook until they're tender. And then I will start this process over again. The remaining beans I put in a clean mason jar with a cheesecloth cover, and I'm going to invert them and let them sprout. Some sprouted black bean salsa coming up? I think so. So while our black beans are cooking, we're gonna mix our peanut butter cookies. Excuse me. So these peanut butter cookies are not technically paleo because peanut butter apparently is cheating. I don't know very much about this diet. And I think chocolate chips might be cheating too. But all I'm really saying is there's no flour in this. There's no grain in this. I'm using arrowroot powder as a starch instead of something like cornstarch to help bind this together. So let's get started. We have 1 cup of creamy peanut butter, 1 cup of coconut palm sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a couple tablespoons of milk, and our starch. That's a third of a cup of arrowroot powder. We're gonna mix this all together and see what the texture's like. Oh, I'm gonna add a teeny pinch of salt. Peanut butter's already salted, but oh well. So far, texture's looking good. Okay, I'm gonna add the chocolate chips. Got a half a cup of chocolate chips. That looks great. Cookie dough. Okay. I'm gonna put these into little balls. We're gonna chill them for 10-15 minutes in the freezer. And then we're gonna pop them on a sheet pan and bake them at 350 degrees for about 15 minutes.
On me dit que nos vies ne valent pas grand-chose, elles passent en un instant comme fanent les roses. On me dit que le temps qui glisse est un salaud, que de nos chagrins il s'en fait des manteaux. Pourtant quelqu'un m'a dit que tu m'aimes encore. C'est quelqu'un qui m'a dit que tu m'aimes encore. Serait-ce possible alors?
After 20 minutes in the oven, I think our peanut butter cookies are done. I hear you, oven. Now, these are not what I expected at all. I was hoping for a spread out, thin peanut butter cookie, but these do look quite nice. That's what happens when every bake is an experiment. I used a different kind of peanut butter this time than I did last time. That could change everything. Our black beans on the stove are almost done cooking, and our peanut butter cookies have to cool. Let's keep on trucking. While our black beans continue cooking, I'm gonna whip up a super quick chocolate glaze for the top of the brownies. I've got half a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder and half a cup of powdered sugar. Now these brownies are only gonna have a third of a cup of honey in them, so they're really gonna be a bitter, chocolatey, rich brownie, and I want the glaze to be the sweetness on top. So these two things together. Heaping tablespoon of coconut oil, maybe 2. And boiling water until it comes together. Just a little bit at a time here. Boiling water is essential because it will help get the lumps out of the cocoa and the powdered sugar. This would be best with the whisk, but my whisk is a little big for this tiny bowl. You want it to be a kind of soft, pourable glaze. Here we go, finally almost there. A little bit more, we've got a few lumps that I can see. Almost totally smooth. I'll keep stirring it and trying to get these lumps out. I'm gonna give it a taste. Our black beans are finally cooked. And we're ready to start milling them up. We've got a cup of hot cooked black beans in the processor. Our black beans are done milling, and we're gonna start assembling our batter here. So we're gonna start with our cup of milled black beans. This is a much drier mixture than I expected here with the beans. They must be really starchy. It's almost flour-like. Okay, and then we have a scant cup of cocoa powder, half a cup of coconut flour, a third of a cup of honey, two heaping tablespoons of arrowroot powder for a little more starch, teaspoon and a half of vanilla, 1 cup of almond milk, and 1 scant cup coconut oil, heated to melt. Now we're gonna mix this up with the paddle. This is gonna go in a lined and greased baking pan. That should be good. It's a nice wet brownie batter. Let's give it a taste. Ooh, not too shabby. I think this is gonna be great. These are going to go in a 350-degree oven. I'm going to say for around 30-35 minutes. Then they'll come out and cool and get their little frosting. And then we cut them. Into the oven we go. All right, it's tasting time and I am so excited. Both of these treats came out looking beautifully. Look at these shiny glazed brownies and delightful little chocolate chipped peanut butter cookies. The cookies didn't come out the way that I anticipated that they would or the way that I planned them to. Like I said before, I was looking for thin and crisp, but I'm still excited to have a taste. Here we go. Oh, that's really good. That's a delicious cookie texture. Chewy, crisp on the edge. Perfectly sweet. I am pleased. That's a very nice cookie. All right, onto these brownies. Okay, they look so pretty. I'm just trying the end piece that I trimmed off, but it's just so shiny and it's soft and tender. First of all, you would have no idea that there's black beans in here. You would have no idea that this is a gluten-free and paleo, except for the sugary glaze on top, dessert. You get a tiny little crunch from the black bean that almost reminds me of coffee beans. This is great. I am very pleased. I want to make brownies like this forever. Get those beans in you. Get those beans in you. Thanks for watching. This has been a fun one. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a bonus video tomorrow. Something savory.
Serait-ce possible alors